Hey guys, bryonato here. Welcome back. This is another one of my re-recordings of my Abyss Chapter 2 tutorial. This was one of the final VOD that Twitch deleted last time I recorded it, so this is my third attempt at an updated Abyss Chapter 2 tutorial. Um, we're going to move through this pretty fast. Abyss Chapter 2 is an autoscroller with a pretty difficult trick at the very end and a pretty safe route otherwise. So I'm primarily going to be talking about what's called Toldspice route and nothing else. If you want to see how to go through the level really fast casually, you can watch my very first tutorial ever for this level. This is going to cover Toldspice route primarily, and we'll cover Dome Launch at the end. That's going to be it. So this level's an autoscroller, and it's on like a fixed cycle. So as long as you're going through it fast, you're going to be pretty fine. So through this first part, I just wall run off this guy, and then I slide hop off here. I slide hop along here. This is actually pretty fun. I encourage you to mess around with this in your own time. One thing to note is if you're going fast through here and then you die, don't revert to checkpoint, just the game will quick spawn you. The game will quick spawn you, and you don't actually lose any time because the level is on a fixed cycle. So, you don't lose any time by doing that at all. Because again, the game is still running on the same cycle if you get a quick spawn. If you get a load screen, that's when you're in trouble. But otherwise, you just move through here pretty normally. I don't want to spend any time talking about this because it's pretty fun just to mess with on your own. And there's not really a lot to talk about because it's super important to get through here really fast with the addition of Toldspice. When you come through here, grab the Spitfire. This is the gun that we use later on in the run. So it's just a good gun to have. Be careful coming off this platform. If you jump off at the wrong time, it will like launch you forward. But most of the time, you're fine just to kind of jump off here, let it take you here, and continue on. You can get a really cool launch off there called platform launch. You can do some cool stuff with that. I'm sure you can find clips of me doing that and stuff like that in my runs. But again, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Toldspice. So Toldspice route starts right here. And Toldspice route is a route that takes you around the outside of the level and all the way to the final kind of like staging area for this assembly line. So to get over there, what I suggest doing is you do a double jump here and land high up on the wall. Then you do a double jump to this wall. And then from this wall, we're going to jump straight there. So it's pretty simple to just do it pretty fast. So you don't need a ton of height either. You can just do it with like 2 quick jumps. But I suggest you get a lot of height just for your own safety. Now we're up here. So as soon as we're up here, we're going to jump up here. There's lots of weird invisible walls and stuff, so just kind of be careful. You can really just slide hop through here. Not a lot to talk about in this section. Yeah, once you get right here, just double jump across this gap, and you're safe. Once you get right here, you'll notice it's pretty dark, but you'll just kind of look. You can look for this gap here. You can just slide and then jump. Just goes completely straight, and that'll get you there in time. This platform is going to get there ahead of us, which is not normally what happens, so I'll come back and do this all again. Once you get right here, this is probably the scariest part of Toldspice. Okay, so you'll see that there's this little like I don't know what you would call this, scuff on the rock here. This is like the indication I used for like where I can wall run. So you jump here, you wall run, then you just jump straight forward across. I usually do a little bit of a strafe to the right there, which usually prevents me from like completely missing. You can also alternatively, like if you for some reason don't want to do that, you can like slide hop off here and then just like grab a wall down here, but it's like kind of sketchy. So I would really recommend just grabbing onto the wall right here and then jumping across. It's really pretty simple. So again, that's right here. And then you jump. So once you get right here, this little pillar is like pretty kind actually. If you're just looking in the general direction, and again you can like shoot at it to get an idea of where you're looking. You can just like slide right here, slide across, and you just grab the wall. There is another wall back here too. So again, this is pretty forgiving. And once you get to this wall, I jump away from it, and then I jump back toward this wall. And then once you get here, I jump across here, grab this wall, jump, and then continue on. Oh, that was pretty sick. But again, this area is like all pretty forgiving. Even with this section over here, assuming the game doesn't kill me. Yeah. Even with this section over here, you can actually like land right here and be fine. So if you do end up like messing up or something and you find yourself down here, you can just kind of reset your position like this. You can just climb right here. And then you're over here. You don't want to get too high though, because there's an invisible ceiling here that you bonk. So be pretty careful of that, because you can bonk that and then mess you up right here. So once you get to this wall here, I do I'm gonna wait for this thing to move. I do an edge boost right here, and then I grab. You can just like land right here if you want, or you can kind of go around the outside all the way and just strafe, and then grab the wall here. So once you get down here, I'm gonna pick up an EVA shotgun. That's just gonna prevent me from well, you have an EVA shotgun in the run normally, and so I use that for the lineup for dome launch, and so I'm gonna pick it up here. To help myself with the lineup. So right here, you're normally going to get here well before this platform gets here. I normally recommend just kind of running around and making sure you're not getting hit by any ticks, killing anything that's shooting at you. Usually killing these grunts so they don't throw an electric smoke at you, because that will mess you up. But in any case, once this platform gets here, you jump to this blue arm, and you're pretty good to go from here. What I like to do for this lineup is I like to line myself up about... So you'll see once it gets bright here, I use the crosshairs on the EVA. And your FOV might affect this. I'm playing at 100 FOV. I use the crosshairs of the EVA, and I line up the bottom right of the crosshair. And again, people will tell you that the lineup isn't important here. It's probably not, but I like doing it for my own sanity. I line up the bottom right of the crosshair with that little indent and this little like black bar there. You can kind of see how it's lined up right now. I'm going to try and do this like every single time. So, dome launch is a pretty precise trick. How momentum works in this game is that if you're standing on a platform or a surface, if it moves vertically upward, when you jump off it, you'll keep the momentum for your first jump and the double jump that follows. So we're actually going to use that to launch all the way up here. This was a strat, of course, found by Taskinos. I know, big shocker. So I'll do my best to explain this. There's a lot that goes into this trick. Let me see if I can hit it first try. So this is, I jumped a little bit early here. I jumped a little bit early, but in this case, this is like the backup strat for when that happens. So that's dome launch. It launches you all the way up to the top here. It's pretty sick. And there's a lot that goes into this, so I'll try and explain this. So I get lined up here. You can use audio cues if you want with Ash, but normally when I'm practicing this, I'm loading it off of a quick save. And when you load off a quick save, it messes up the audio, so I usually try and find a visual cue. So my visual cue is, again, I'm at 100 FOV. And so I'm going to wait right here. And then this little blue thing that comes into frame, which you'll see right here. So you'll see this little, I don't know what you want to call that, thing in front of me. This little rectangle on the bottom right. As soon as that disappears from my FOV, and again, I'm at 100 FOV, I'm gonna hold S and A, and I'm gonna jump simultaneously. So as soon as it disappears, like about like right here, I'm gonna hold S and A and then jump. I think I was probably fucked up my timing. Yeah, I fucked up the timing because I'm on slow-mo and the timings of it, I'm not used to slow-mo. But that's like normally what I'm looking for. So let me see if I can get this a few times. So you hold S and A. And again, this is me going a bit early. And when you go early, generally what you want to do is like not get yourself caught in the platform there, because it will kill you pretty much every single time. So when you get there early, you want to try and land on this platform right there as it's moving across. This is me going late. If you go late, you want to try and get yourself hit by the platform and then land on the corner here. And then you climb up here. You just kind of climb up the corner of the wall. Whoops. Okay. You climb up the corner of the wall, like so. This is the old strat we used to use, and it brings you to the top. So here's an example of the climb if you've never seen it before. Whoops. Yeah. So there's an example of the climb if you haven't seen that. I want to load this one. Here's it done properly. So when you get a launch like that, I hold A and S, and then I hold S again. I hold just S for the double jump, and then as soon as I get about to this guy right here, I'm gonna start holding W, holding forward, and then I hold D a bit as well to get to the right, because I wanna be able to line myself up like I want to be able to mantle like as soon as I get up here. And the reason I strafe to the right a bit is that if you end up below this this guy right here, this little rail, you can actually like bonk your head on the very bottom, and it'll just like send you straight down like that. And so I always move to the right a bit, just for just for safety's sake. So again, you have to find a lineup, and again, I'm gonna wait for that thing to disappear from my view. Hold S and A and jump. And again, I went a little early, so I'm gonna try and land on top of this guy, which I did. And I just land right up there. So this is a trick that you're going to want to practice over and over and over and over again. This is a trick that saves a massive amount of time. It looks really cool, and it's also one of those things that it just benefits from me practicing it a bunch. And again, I'm going like a... Actually, that was the proper timing. So you see I'm holding D. I hold W and then D. I'm holding D because I want to mantle on the right side, and I don't want to hit the rail or anything. It's this strat is dope because it's way better than the old strat, which was dome climb. It's way safer. If you fail it, you only lose about like 15 seconds as opposed to the entire run with the previous strat. And this is me going. This is what happens when you go a little bit late. So I'm gonna try and get knocked into the platform there and not die, but sometimes you just die. I find if I go late like that, if I get like a late jump, I just immediately revert to checkpoint and not waste my time, because it's pretty hard to like save yourself from that. One more thing to talk about here is that you can also hold crouch when you hit this wall, and it'll launch you like straight up. So if you were just like a little bit late, if you were just like the tiniest bit, if you were like the tiniest bit early with your jump, you can hold crouch there, and it'll like shoot you straight up. But it's pretty tough to get enough speed for that. I'll like see if I can purposely do it, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, like right here, you hit this, and then it just launches you straight up. So anyway, that's dome launch in a nutshell. Again, practice this strat over and over and over. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This strat is tough, but it's one that's, if you hit it first try, it's a huge time saver. There we go. Hey Albino, what's up, dude? So once you hit dome launch, you come across here. You can pretty much stand anywhere on this platform, but the place I like to stand is on this guy right here. It really doesn't matter where you stand, just as long as you're standing on the platform. That's all that matters. And then once this platform gets up to the top, there's actually a hole in the wall. You can't see the hole, but it's there. So this last little, I don't know whatever the fuck you want to call this thing on the right, you use this as a point of reference. So this little like corner right here, you crouch. That's it. That's all you do. You crouch and you hold forward. Now after you do that, you come across here. You can slide hop, you can whatever. You can do like a stupid frag boost and almost kill yourself because you're an idiot or whatever, like I do. You can go backwards, you do 360s. You stand here is the important part. You jump down here, you stand here. I like to use the crosshairs for the Spitfire and line myself up about like this. And what happens is the screen is going to go black. The game teleports you to an alternate geo, and it skips you to the next level. That's it. That's all there is to it. And that is Abyss Chapter 2. That was a 180. Did I do a 180 and not a 360? I should stop making content. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. That's Abyss 2. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to shout them out in the chat or come visit my stream, twitch.tv/bryonato. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the Abyss 3 tutorial.